Show matches. We got first best of 7 on the way. It's gonna be, oh yeah, you know it. You know it.
Oh, welcome.
We got a raid coming in
Hopefully you'll learn.
from Maximus Black. Well met. Fellowship of the Bouses. If we still do that, if it's still called that. I haven't used this interface in a little bit. But we're here, we're loaded in the bottom right. We've got the red Terran player. Representing wind and rain. He is SouL. And his opponent in the northwest, spawning as our blue Zerg player. And my hero, he is Nerchio. And he just joined Iron Chain Esports. Because they're, you know, they watch a lot of the anime where people fight with like whips and chains and stuff. There you go. That's what it stands for. So we're raising money today for WorldVision. Gimme Shelter. I'm going to be talking about this a bunch. You guys know Lag TV, the creators of When Cheese Fails. And honestly, that's probably the big thing that you know them for. They have been working with WorldVision to raise money for children in war-torn countries across the world and make a better life for some people going through some hard times. And they asked me to join them on this journey to collaborate and help raise some money for a great cause. So that's what we're doing today. And I'd just like to remind you that today's stream, the donation methods that I have on my stream are all the same. They are just now linked to go directly to WorldVision. So you can go through your normal donate command. You can go through your normal Streamlabs. You've got a button below the video player. You can just click that and your email receipt will say WorldVision. It's going to go straight to them. So we're just raising money for a great cause. And hopefully you'll join us in watching some great StarCraft today. And help raise some money for the kids.
For the kids, Nate 7.
For the kids! Thank you, Kratos. That's my boy. That's my boy. For the kids. So we had SouL opening up with the Reaper expand here. Now this isn't crazy at all. Nerchio's got the Overlord. He sees the expansion coming up for SouL. He's going to follow this up with the Reactor, the Factory. Now what the Reaper wants to do is block Nerchio from getting a third base early on. He's going to build the Engineering Bay in this position as well. And he's basically saying, yeah, you're not taking the third base. Not on my watch. So the Queens, this map, Acid Plant, the third is just far enough away from the natural that you also don't really want to walk your Queens out there. Otherwise, the Reaper might run into your mineral line, pick off a drone or two, or get into the main and scout. There's not a cliff to get into the main on Acid Plant, so SouL's not really going to be able to get a Reaper scout that easily. If he does, he'll have to suicide it, but Zergling speed is not too far away. It's about 20 seconds. So Nerchio's going to spread his creep. He's going to have to take that third base when his speed finishes, so you don't get it as fast as you might normally want to be able to. In a best case scenario on a map like Lost and Found, you would end up being able to get that somewhere else. So the rules for the show matches, we're doing $75 to the winner, $25 to the loser. I'm one of those people where I think everybody deserves to make some money. Oh my goodness! Thank you, the Punisher, for the $100. For the kids, my man. God damn. Thank you so much. Got the Hellion Reaper pressure coming up. Goodness gracious. You know, I set my really loud donation alert to be for big ones only because I didn't want to blow everybody's eardrums out on today's stream. But it looks like you guys don't care about that. So you got some pressure on the third base over here. The Queen's coming out to defend, and it's going to be that Raven follow-up. So Raven Hellion to get map control. This is also to deny the creep spread. Goodness gracious. We got some momentum starting today, ladies and gentlemen. We got some momentum starting today. Thank you. You guys are waking me up. I'm normally not live for another 2 hours. And even then, I'm usually just crawling out of bed. We got one of the Hellions going to get picked off, poking this third base. Meanwhile, Nerchio's going to get his lair, his Baneling Nest, and he's got the Evolution Chamber. I expect we're going to see probably Zergling upgrades unless he expects mech. Just so you guys know, it isn't mech. We've got Stim on the way. But yeah, the match rules. You distracted me. Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. He's Sasquatch. Jesus. Thank you so much, Sasquatch, for the $100. People are going to start complaining that they can't watch the match. You guys are being too charitable. What a tragedy. It's the first game of the day. Goodness. Thank you so much for the $100, Sasquatch, for the kids. So it does a little bit of Raven harass, able to grab a drone or two. Meanwhile, the Hellions poke the third. And honestly, SouL hasn't seen too much. He saw that there was a lair, a Baneling nest, and this just looks like a standard setup, right? Okay, so he's going to get Carapace, he's going to get Bane speed, another Raven turret's going to come down, and maybe get a drone, one drone, and it's going to poke the Spore Crawler. Meanwhile, it's going to check the front, and I think at some point you bring the Raven out. So just to remind you guys, you can use the normal Streamlabs setup to donate today. Your receipts from PayPal will all say that they are to WorldVision. I have it all set up to go through my account. So you can just use the normal donation methods. You get your alerts on stream. And you can make casting really hard when the Persona 4 victory music starts playing. Because, honestly, he doesn't like making my job more difficult. And of course, you can also type !WorldVision in the chat. And you can donate directly on their page. It'll update the bar a little bit more instantly. But you won't get the alert. So Hellions are going to get caught by the Lings out on the map. A great surround by Nerchio. And he's going to rip those Hellions and that Reaper to pieces. So bye-bye map control. Meanwhile, Nerchio's going to start up that Hydralisk and his Bane speed is almost ready. So we're just going to be seeing him go for everything else. And yeah. I'm talking a little bit louder than I normally do. I tried to adjust my audio settings before this match. So if I'm too loud, we can turn it down. I'm just very excited, okay? I'm normally not this awake this early in the morning. I've got that California sunshine still in my blood. It's gonna pick off one of the queens as Stim is ready. And SouL tries to move out of the map. That Raven, he's gotta be so careful, does not want to lose that. Of course, he's gonna drop a Dorito cannon on the Lings. Now, of course, this puts those Zerglings at -2 armor. So these Marines basically have +2 attack, and with this +1 finishing, they'd be fighting with an effective +3 attack versus the Lings if they were to engage right now, which means Nerchio absolutely does not want to fight with those Doritoed Lings. So he's waiting, and right as it finishes off, he's going to get this round on those Marines, so not too big of a deal. Meanwhile, SouL trying to build on the 4th location, and immediately gets ripped to pieces. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. People are, like, donating to charity. You can't hear anything. I know. It's awful. Alright, so we got 2 medevacs loaded up for SouL on the south side. This is going to hit a north with a big drop as the Hydralisks are coming out. We've got the Hive closing in with +2 Carapace. Now, keep in mind, these Lings have 1/1. The Hydras that are coming out won't have any attack upgrades. They will have the Carapace. He's got Hydralisk range already. And I love this, using the Raven to clear out the creep. And that's the big goal here. What SouL wants to do is he doesn't want to waste scans. If he doesn't need to use the scans to get those tumors, he doesn't want to. The Raven will still have the utility. The Dorito cannon still makes it so much easier to kill those units. And he's just going to use the medevacs to keep repositioning, moving around. You know, I still haven't gotten to the match rules. It's best of 7, 75 to the winner, 25 to the loser. And because it's best of 7, that means there's no map vetoes. So just so you guys know, it's loser picks the next map. We got an auto turret drop down in front of here while the Banelings come crashing towards the Marines. And yeah, also, there's a 2-minute stream delay because competitive StarCraft. Ouch. That's painful. By the way, this Overlord, you've got medevacs. You can get high ground vision. Nerchio uses the Avatar? Yeah. And SouL's the legend of Core Hall or whatever. I don't know how to make a Korra joke out of that. He's finally going to take that 4th base. Having to cancel it definitely sucked, but building it back up on the 3rd is going to be one way to do it. We have the medevacs boosting over to the right side, just bringing everything home. Now, that's a lot of Hydralisks. We got Vipers coming out, and we're going to be seeing those long tongues extend over and pull those siege tanks in. Let's take a look at the unit count. We got a decent number of Banelings. 4 tanks is not bad. We have a lot of Marines for SouL as that 2-2 finishes up. But those Marines, he's got to be really cautious. The Baneling count, I think that's one of the big things that Nerchio's probably going to try to bolster up in the next minute or two. If he can get that Bane count out. This is a lot of Marines. And I don't think 13 Banelings is going to be enough to stop this once the tanks are able to siege. Now, with the Hydras and the Lings tanking, maybe some of them can get close, but he needs those 13 Banelings to have miracle detonations to blow this up. Keep in mind, SouL now has got sensor towers on both bases, sitting at a comfortable 4. Nerchio is only just now getting that 5th base on the west side, so it's about to finish, but that's not exactly there. Oh, Nova War, the Dorito cannon in StarCraft is clearly nacho cheese. All the units turn that golden orange like your shirt when you forget to clean up after. The siege tanks, everything just gets abducted, by the way. I'm glad instead of commentating that fight, I just talked about the color of the Dorito cannon. Probably more important, to be honest. That was painful. You can tell I haven't logged into the Europe server in several years because I still have my passion settings on, like to enable all health bars. I'll have that off for the next game. So SouL's trying to push up. He lost a lot of tanks, but you know what? He's got 2 factories double pumping him out. He's got 6 siege tanks holding up the back line. So plenty to cover for these Marines. Needs to be careful about the Vipers as they're going to come in once more. The Hydras hitting the Marines on the left. Blinding Cloud's going to get 3 of the siege tanks on the Banelings. Roll past. More abducts. Grab the Medivacs. And Nerchio is going to be able to clean up a lot of this army. SouL has not been broken just yet. That siege tank sitting pretty at 16 kills. Doing a great job. SouL's macro this game, by the way. Really strong. I feel like SouL's been losing a lot of stuff. But he's still got big armies. He's kept his siege tank count pretty healthy. I think just now is like the first time we haven't seen a round of tanks come out in a little while. He's only got 3. And that makes me nervous. I think we're going to see SouL back up here soon. I really don't think he's going to break this position, and Nerchio's like, yeah, come to me, baby. He's got so many links, so many Hydras. Going to come with the Vipers, pulls in 2 of the siege tanks, grabs another one, and the rest of the army is running away. Now, this planetary fortress morphing on the low ground is not going to be able to finish. Nerchio going for the army and the planetary at the same time. SP's come to repair, but it's not enough. And more Marines and Marauders are going to stream in from the top side by the 3rd. But is he going to be able to push down this ramp? I do not think so. That's still a lot of Hydras. Now, fighting off creep is the one scenario that's going to really favor SouL in this situation. It'll be so much easier to focus down the Banelings. But without siege tank support, these Hydras are really starting to rip into that bio. Nerchio doesn't want to overextend, though. Being 4-base Terran versus a 5-base Zerg is okay, but now the 6th is done. So Nerchio securing that position in the center of the map. And I'll be showing some love all day today to my boys from Lag TV, Maximus Black, and Nova War. That was the first stuff I watched when I was watching StarCraft, you know? I was a big When Cheese Fails guy, to be honest. I didn't play a single ladder game. All I did was play 2v2s, and we did where you put that pylon on the low ground when it used to have a bigger range, and then your teammate uses the Overlord to give vision, and you warp in on a high ground 4-gate. That's me. I'm that guy. So we got the Ling Bane coming down with the Vipers. Going to grab 2 of the siege tanks. That Blinding Cloud pulls in the one in the back, and the Bio's forced to run away from all of these Banelings. Now, most of the Banelings have been cleaned up here, but that command center, even if he doesn't kill the army, he's like, okay, what are you going to do now? You still don't have another base. You feed me command centers all day like we're in mid lane, baby. And that's it. GG. Nerchio is going to take the first game. Nice. Goodness gracious. All right. First game win going to him. I'm going to fix those life bars. Set it to damaged. We'll set it to damaged. Okay. Cool. All right. So it's loser pick for the best of 7. I'm going to go to, we're going to go to SouL's map pick. Got a lot of games coming up today, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of maps coming in. Oh yeah, I did lower desktop audio, didn't I? All right, I can drop myself a little bit. Raise the desktop audio a bit. Okay. You know me, I'm just constantly messing with stuff. So just blame Nathanius. It's okay. I recently completely redid all of my streaming stuff, and I think it looks so much better than it used to. But naturally, I'm messing some stuff up. Nice grabs. Yeah, oh yeah, it was good. It was good. Streaming with a delay is always so weird. You guys are still talking about the game, but I'm like, dude, it's over. Why are you guys still... Can you let it go? All right. Let's get SouL in here. Boom, boom. All right. Yeah, that base getting denied on the low ground, like, twice in a row. I don't know, man. I think at some point you gotta, like, maybe try to go into, like, the ghosts or something of that sort. All right. SouL's ready. Nerchio ready. So we get into game number 2. Raising money for WorldVision. Yeah, boys. Raising money for charity. Raising money for the kids. What better reason to get everybody together and hang out and play some video games? I have a hard time thinking of a better reason to get together. I rebalanced the audio significantly, so let me know how it is. All right, Nerchio's ready. We're gonna start this game. Yeah. All right, we're loading in. Let's get to it. Boom, boom. Look at that. I even know how to do the overlays. I'm so good at this. It's almost like I talk. It's almost like I cast StarCraft for a living. What a crazy thought. What a crazy concept. In the bottom right, trailing 0-1 in this best of 7, we've got our blue Terran player from Wind and Rain. He's SouL. He faces off against our red Zerg. Up 1-0 from Iron Chain Esports. It's Nerchio. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you've all been having a fantastic week wherever you are in this great big wide world. Been a lot of awesome stuff going on, a lot of awesome content being made. You'll notice of the WorldVision StarCraft memes, I'm some of the last ones that have been happening. You guys can thank my ability to you can thank my ability to organize. I haven't really run any show matches or anything in a really long time. So some people are like, well, Nathan, why are you doing this by yourself? And I'm like, well, you know, I actually really wanted to. I just thought it'd be a fun challenge if I just kind of had some fun with it. I really do love solo casting a lot, and I haven't gotten to do too much of it. But hopefully more stuff like this can happen in the future. And my life would be so much easier, because then I could just let Adam and Jeff or Rifkin handle everything. And I'll just sit in the back, you know? I don't drive in real life, so we'll get... You know, Jeff can get his nice, beautiful, wonderful car, and I'll just sit in the back seat with the lollipop in my hand, and I'll just say GG really loudly when the game ends. But yeah, so I wanted to try and get my own spin on it. I've done a terrible job, so I'll take a little less control next time. But hey, we're here. We're here. We got some great StarCraft going on. We're raising some money for the kids. And really, that's all we need, right? Not too much else you need. Let's be real. So, Dreamcatcher. This was SouL's map choice, as he did lose the first map. We're playing the current ladder maps. It is completely up to the loser to pick the next map. Because, well, let's be honest, we don't really know how else to do a best of 7, because there's no vetoes. I thought about bringing in Xel'Naga Caverns, and then the players told me they wouldn't play for some reason. So, who would have thought? I was like, you guys don't want to play Xel'Naga Caverns? I'm like, what about Shakuras Plateau? They're like, no. Absolutely not. So, we've got SouL doing his Reaper expand. So, like I was talking about, on the last map, the Reaper's goal was to really try and delay that third hatchery as much as possible. You know, he really wanted to delay the third hatchery, like not let it even start. So that didn't happen this game, and that's really nice for Nerchio. He's going to get his creep spread out faster. He's going to be able to start injecting into that hatchery faster, which means he's going to have more larvae faster, which means he's going to have more units faster, which means that he could have a bigger army faster, which means he could kill his opponent faster. What a concept. Overlord sees the Hellions going out, so these couple of cheeky lings with speed, they might run in. He might have his eyes on that booty, those mules over there. Big targets. As the action starts to heat up. Good creep tumor pick off there by the Hellions and the Reaper. We're raising money today for WorldVision. Type exclamation point WorldVision in the chat. Keep yourselves woke. Keep yourselves up to date on everything that's going on. all donations on the stream today. You can use all the normal donation methods on my channel. And by that, I mean Streamlabs. You can donate to the charity with the WorldVision command. That won't be shown on stream, but it goes straight to them. You can get your tax receipt that way. Otherwise, below the video player, you can just click the WorldVision banner. That'll take you straight there. Or you can click my normal donate button. It all works. It all goes straight to the charity today for the kids. We're just raising money. And of course, we have that set up for those of you guys that want to see the alerts. Those lings were able to run in. Did they see anything? Did they, though? Well, not really. I mean, Starport is not the craziest thing you're ever going to see. This game, it wasn't a Raven, though. It was a fast Liberator. So the goal here is to basically say, oh, yeah, if you're expecting a Raven or a Banshee, you're going to prepare a little bit differently than you would for a Liberator. But Liberator Chen is going to siege, and she's going to kill... Oh, get the drone. And that's it. She's going to unsiege. We're going to see her run off. Now, we do still have the Hellions out on the map. They could try and run over here and get some attacks. You don't drive, but you do have your license, right? I'll plead the fifth, Your Honor. Hellions run in and grab a nice shot on some drones. Up to 7 kills so far. Now, suicide in the Hellions is always a little bit risky. 10 drones total. There is a Baneling nest. If Nerchio wanted, he could put the pedal to the metal. He could put all of his fruits in the fruit basket and go for a sick counter all in and try to bust this baby wide open. Mind you, SouL has 3 Marines, but he does have a tank coming out. So that would be dangerous. Very dangerous. I don't think we're going to see him try to do that. He's instead going to take his lair. He's going to say, okay, whatever. I do really like this, though. SouL gets his double upgrades going, so he got a good amount of drone kills there. His upgrades are going faster than Nerchio's. While 2 Evo chambers start, that means it's going to be a solid, what, 30 to 40 seconds behind on the upgrades, which gives SouL, if he hits when his upgrades finish, he'll have a nice window to try and fight. Yeah. Loser gets executed? No. Goodness, no. It's for charity, not rock shear. Combat shield starting up. We've got stim. All the makings of a great Terran versus Zerg warming up over here. Yeah, WorldVision's an awesome charity. Raising money for kids around the world. War-torn countries. Making sure people have shelter. Very important. Very important
Thanks for
stuff to help
teaching me the definition of the word many. It means a lot.
Is this guy just donating puns? Thank you so much, Punisher. Oh, yeah. No, literally. Oh, okay. He put a dash in his name that time. Thank you so much for the $50 for the kids. Goodness gracious. I didn't realize that there was somebody else that appreciated StarCraft that liked puns close to the level that Rifkin does. You and him would be great friends. Nerchio's going to go for that gold base. He wants that sweet, juicy gold. Now, that 1-1 is right about to finish. Remember how I said if he attacked right as it finished, he'd have a nice opportunity? Well, here we go. The 2 medevacs are here. 1-1 is ready for SouL. It is not yet ready for Nerchio, which means that these Marines have a little bit of an upgrade advantage. Just a little, for a little bit of a moment. We've got 20 seconds-ish, 30 seconds before it's done for Nerchio. But if he can fight with his Marines here, I mean, this is a big Zerg army. Like, he ain't killing this, but he could mop up a larger portion of it than he otherwise would should the upgrades finish for Nerchio. And that's what we're going to see here. The Queens, though, trying to grab the medevacs, and that means some of these poor Marines get left behind. About 5 of them are going to die. That medevac stuck on the left side. These Lings go over for a run by on the right, and they're actually going to run faceful into 2 medevacs and Marines. Oh, my God. Keep going. Don't stop. No. It was there. You were going the right way. That's okay. I still love you, SouL. Nice thing about this map is you have, like, the way that this works. He doesn't have vision of this area, but eventually you get, like, medevacs nearby and whatnot. The tanks can really do a great job zoning on this map. A bunch of Lings are going to eat that poor guy alive. As we have the Hydralisk upgrades coming in. These are all the normal things that we expect to see out of a Terran versus Zerg matchup. Hive is on the way. 2-2 for our Terran player. And looking at the setup that Nerchio's got, very similar. I mean, Hydra, Ling, Bane into Vipers. That's what he went for in the first map. I expect to see that sort of play from him again. At this point, he's just trying to defend the creep. We see a surround coming in on the Marines. Going to force him back. And 3 medevacs are going to have to return home as that gold base is going to start to get saturated. Spread the creep, okay? We're not, this isn't March of the Penguins. That's a lot of Hydras. That's a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Banelings. 69 Zerglings, because I'm the greatest observer. Okay, 85. There you go. The epic music starts, because we're about to see a slam-a-jam fight. I don't think Nerchio wants to take this off creep, though. He's spreading the tumors, but the Marines come up. They focus fire a good number of the Banelings down. He's got the siege tanks coming up the rear. And SouL says, hey, man, I will fight you all day if it's not on creep. Now, these Banelings do have a little bit of creep to accelerate them towards the army now. He's starting to pull back. We see the siege tanks re-engage into the fight. SouL gets, I would say, a good trade there. Now, what SouL really needs to do is just recognize, my dude, he's got the gold. Go for it. Go for it. He might be just waiting for the 2-2 to make his next push. His 2-2 is about to pop in like 10 seconds, and Nerchio's is still about a minute away. But Nerchio's using the mobility of his Zerg army to hit the west side flank. There is literally nothing here other than SCVs to kill, of course. The Marines are stimming forward. The siege tanks are trying to come up and help against this. He needs to siege the tanks. Okay, Nerchio's pulling out. All right, all right. But there you go. He gets a few supply depots for free. If you look at this, SouL actually supply blocked. He did leave a few tanks by the planetary fortress, though. So this is going to prevent Nerchio from being able to just swing around the side and smack into him from the north. Is this the only match, or are there multiple? We've got multiple best of sevens coming up today, ladies and gentlemen. Our first match here, this is Nerchio versus SouL, best of 7. Next up, we're going to have Puck versus Semper. Then we've got Mick Monroe versus Future. And our final match, I believe, things could change because it's going to be very late in Europe for those guys, is going to be Bly versus Clem. So, as you may have noticed, Nathanius is really good at picking Terran matchups because, not because he's biased, but because we all know that viewers love watching TvZ or TVP more than anything else. Kappa. Big drop going to hit the northeast side. We got 4 queens trying to protect this base. The transfuse not in time for these girls, though. 3 of them get smacked up. And he could lift up and save them. Decides to just trade out the fight. He's microing this Liberator on the backside. Going to try to hit this base below the main. Creep Tumor scan coming up here for SouL. I got 4 best of 7s today because I do want to get a certain amount of airtime on for WorldVision today. And you never know. Oh my god, what do you do? No! No! Well, that happened. This is the part where I remind you guys these are professional StarCraft players. Kappa. Happens to everybody. Oh yeah, there was like a temporary frame drop or something. I'm sorry about that. It started, as soon as I looked at it, it went from 5,000 back to the normal amount. That is something I can't control. That stuff just happens. I'm sorry. It's 99% of the time very good, so I'm just gonna hope and pray everything will be fine. We got a big Hydra Bane force on the north side. He looks like he's really trying to spread out here. He's got the Vipers too. Now we see a transition into Ghosts from SouL. His second planetary fortress here is going to get gobbled up. The siege tanks are still trying to cover the back. He needs to get the SCVs on to repair, and he does not. 10 of them die. He actually does not really get a repair up there. And he's going to have to remove one of those command centers. The siege tanks are all covering the left side, but not really having anything on the east. That hurts. That hurts. This is the less important base. The southwest base is definitely more important just because it has more resources. It's more fresh. He's been mining this base for a little bit longer. But he's going to bring the Liberators up. And let's look at the rest of his setup. We don't have Liberator range yet. We have +3 attack on the way, but no +3 armor. And for the Zerg, we've got the Broodlords coming out. Now, these bad boys are amazing at busting those tank lines. And then the Ultralisk follow-up is also ready. We got Chitinous. So those Ultras are going to come in. Those big boys are like, all right, bring out the Marines. Now, SouL is getting some ghosts, but he doesn't have a lot. And now, this is the most painful way to die. Guinness Book of World Records confirmed it. Having your own tanks blow you up when an alien menace shoots tiny crabs at you. So we have the Marines coming up. Oh, great Blinding Cloud's going to push them back. The siege tanks get completely enveloped by the Zerglings, and the Banelings are just going to continue to move forward. The Ghosts need to run. A few of them actually do get killed. We see one of the Ghosts die there. He needs to get some snipes on the Broodlords, and they're going to continue to push through. He's trying. Gets one of them. But that death scream of the ghosts. Not able to survive, and SouL is going to get run over. GG, Nerchio.
47 was my number in HS
Is gonna go
football.
up.
There's no real reason to point that out, but hey. Happy
Nice.
47 months, Nate.
Thank you for the 47-month resub, Billy Zane. I love you. I love you, my dude. Nerchio goes up 2-0 here in this best of 7. Ooh, this has been a good. This has been a good match so far. For some reason in my brain, I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to have like a nice, good show." So that means everyone's just gonna cheese each other. Audio was better that game, right? Audio was better that game. 2-minute delay. I won't know. You won't. I won't hear you say anything for a little while. All right. Next map is gonna be Lost and Found. Hey man, killing your own siege tank is hell of a drug. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Alright. Set the match history. Make myself the referee. Invite SouL.
ZVT, not my cup of tea.
This guy doesn't like ZVT. Thanks so much to the Punisher. Thank you, Punisher, for the $50. This guy's going crazy. This guy's single-handedly. Okay, everybody's ready. We're going to get straight into game number 3. Yeah, those Broodlords just... When you get 6 siege tanks to kill half your army, it's tough. It's tough to win, you know? Legend has it that you need units to win games of StarCraft. Now, I haven't confirmed that, and people on Battle.net forums tell me that all you need to do is play Protoss to win games of StarCraft. But maybe there's something to it. Maybe. Maybe. This guy, down 0-2 in our first best of 7 of the day here for the WorldVision Gimme Shelter charity show match extravaganza. From Wind and Rain, it is SouL. He's a cool guy. And in the top right, we have our red Zerg player representing Iron Chain. He is Nerchio.
And he went for a pool first. What could it mean?
Well, I mean, he's still got drones, so it's not like... This isn't like, oh, I went for straight into a pool, grabbed a gas, and I'm just going to shove Zerglings up your fast expand. So this just says to me that he's either worried about getting cheesed, or he just wants to do the cheeky...
Call for an exterminator.
Throw a couple of lings around the side. Thank you very much for the sub. Sasquatch, much appreciated. And he might try to deny the expansion here for just a moment.
Thanks for doing this.
Oh my goodness! 165 IQ, 35 APM. Literally a Battle.net forum poster, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the $200! I'm just getting real loud today, alright? Girlfriend's trying to sleep in the other room. I don't care. Goodness gracious. Thank you so much. Wham. Wham. Now we got some links coming out. Like I was saying, I'm thinking the goal here, the Reaper. Okay, imagine this. Picture. Envision this with me. Envision this with me. The Reaper. It goes around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. And then the 6 lings show up. They wrap around the Marine, and they damage or cancel that command center. Look at that. The Overlord, he sees the Reaper. He saw it. All right. So he knows, and he's just going to wait a little bit. He's like, all right, by the time I get to him, the Reaper's going to be at my base. The Reaper's going to have to turn all the way around. That one Marine is not going to be able to hold the door on his own. I love that the lings tried to get into the main. Look, see, the SCV, he's been put on blast. Now the Reaper is coming back. Is he going to get back in time? The SCV's on the run. He wants to force a cancel. That's the goal here, the big goal. And Nerchio says, you know what? I'll trade out against your SCVs. I know that Reaper's coming back anyway. You'll probably finish the command center regardless, but give me a few workers. Give me some scouting. And the Reaper did come back, and it's like, well, I didn't have to do anything because the lings went up the ramp. Yeah. How about that? Ling speed is on the way for Nerchio now. He's just setting himself up beautifully for this mid game. I think SouL is upset that Nerchio ended up being our replacement player for this match. He was supposed to have someone a lot more beatable. Honestly, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. This has been a good series overall, though. I mean, what this match has really come down to is just a few positional errors on SouL's part. Losing that 4th base, and then getting caught off guard by the Broodlords. And in the first game, just trying to take that low ground 5th base was just, you know, he fought and died on that little plot of land. So, I mean, at least he's got conviction, right?
For the kids.
Thank you, Sasquatch, for the $100. Jesus. Goodness gracious. This guy's going ham. What a monster.
Monster kill.
All right, we got a Baneling Nest on the way. We got Lings on the way. There is a 3rd. It's not as fast, of course, because you know we talk about what happened with that fast Ling play. We've got Reaper Grenades gonna boop those 2 queens out of the way, and the Hellions. You know, you're just playing for a little bit of map control. You're hoping that you can bully the queens a bit, maybe catch them off creep on accident, deny a couple of creep tumors. That's the real dream. Comes over here looking for drones in all the wrong places. And that poor Reaper, he's dead. Not the way he wanted to go, but at least he did his job. He scouted. That's really all you can ever ask of a Reaper. Evolution Chamber coming in, lots of drones. Nerchio feeling comfortable, feeling secure. He's like, yeah, I can drone up. I mean, I've got my Lings on the map. These Hellions are all going to run back home. And SouL's going to build that 3rd command center into his wall. We have that stem on the way. No Mechios today. There's been no proxy raxes. There's been no mass factories. No macaroni or cheese. We have 2 barracks being added. So the only difference I'd say here is that we're not seeing the really fast double engineering bay out of SouL that we had from the last game. So that upgrade lead we talked about shouldn't really exist in the same way. Nerchio has the fast evolution chamber. He's not using it. And he only has 1. But, oh, look at that. Liberator showing up. Gets 3 kills. And Liberators can kill eggs. All right. Boom. That Overlord, you're not building that. You're staying in supply block hell forever. Denies the drone from building. Now, when you kill an egg, just so you guys know, you get the money back for the units. Oh, wow. Targets the drone. Not bad use of the Liberator. When you kill an egg of a Zerg player, the Zerg gets the money back. But, I mean, you know, they don't have the larva, and the money was tied up for that period of time, and they get nothing for it. And, of course, they don't get the unit. Command center's done. 1-1's on the way. And you know what? Upgrade-wise, not too bad. Nerchio did wait a little while to start that +1 Carapace. And we still have some drones just chilling, you know? These guys are just relaxing. They're just maxing out, shooting some B-ball. Okay, never mind. They're going back to work. Mandated break hours are over. I guess neither of these guys normally play with skins because you're not allowed to in WCS. But I would have told them they could play with skins. All right, SouL's going over to land this 3rd command center. We got the Marines coming out. We got the tanks coming out. 1-1 is on the way for both players. And everything actually squares up to be pretty even. I mean, this isn't the fastest 4th base ever for Nerchio. Let me see, SouL's going to block this off. I never take this as my 3rd, by the way. That's because I'm a terrible StarCraft player. This 3rd is so much easier to defend. The space to get in there versus the space to get in here. I love that Terrans take this as their 4th. I need to start doing that. It just makes too much sense. Because then everything else can be focused here. You put like 1 or 2 units here to watch this because it's so tight. And then everything else is up here and it's very, very easy to hold on. Now we got a good amount of Lings, good amount of Banes. Baneling speed is coming in. A Hydralisk Den is done. There we have Groot Spines on the way. So the Hydras are going to get that range. And now the Marines will step up and try to clean up a little bit of their creep. Some of the tumors are going to get snacked up. And there's the pickup. And they're just going to run away. Just to remind you guys, we're raising money today for WorldVision. Gimme Shelter. Raising money for the kids out there across the world. You can use the normal donating option on the stream. You can use the Streamlabs link. I have it set to it's not set to my account today, so any donations that you make through the normal means will go to WorldVision. You'll see that on your PayPal receipts. So just a reminder, today's games are for a cause, and it's a great one. It's a fantastic one. I'm really happy to be working with WorldVision and Lag TV, who brought me on board for this. Maximus Black and Nova War, 2 amazing, great, extremely handsome individuals. Unfairly handsome, some would say. Vehicle plating on the way. So this is basically, a lot of Terran players do this because it's like, well, you could get the tank attack upgrade, but it's not Heart of the Swarm, where you needed +1. You know, did you guys even remember that? You used to need +1 attack to one-shot Zerglings because of Carapace. But thankfully, that doesn't exist anymore. So a lot of Terrans don't even get mech attack, like, early versus Zerg, because you're like, well, your siege tanks are still going to one-shot the Lings, they're still going to one-shot the Banes. So you get the armor, which not only benefits the siege tanks, but also your medevacs, any potential Widow Mines that you might build, or your Hellions. This gives them a little more armor. And you know what? That's nice. You've got these Hellions still roaming the map. SouL hasn't actually thrown these away. The Lings are looking to deny the 4th base, but Lost and Found is a pretty solid map to try and hold on to that too. That siege tank just blew them to high hell. So here we go. We got a big drop on the top left, double medevac, but there's plenty of Lings and Hydras, and look at that scan. He's like, you know what? I'm going to take a rain check on that one. Here's the planetary starting to morph. And he wants to just try to dive on top of this army. Uh-oh. Not realizing that was there. He's going to pull his own units into the choke, but now the choke starts to work for him. I think a little bit funnels the Zergling Baneling in, and he kills all of it at the expense of every single siege tank that he has. 2 of them just finished. I do think that takes all the wind out of the push. I don't think he can... I don't know about this. This is starting to really scare me. Only 2 tanks on the map. Pushing up here. Oh my god. Stay it with me, kids. That is so many Banelings for Nerchio. 37 are going to crash into an army that does not have more than
the reason I'm fond of ZVT is the Zerg drones on too much and the Terran raises Hellion.
I can't handle these puns. Thank you so much, the Punisher, for the 50 sheet. For the kids, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got the planetary. It's looking. Here it comes. The siege tank takes the first shot on the Lings. He's got to focus the Banes. The PF gets smacked down. And SouL, once again, having that 4th base tonight. I mean, thank God he was already building his 5th, right? He's got a command center right here. Losing that would have been catastrophic. At least he can instantly pick this up and put it down there. So, there we go. It's not as bad as it could have been, but let's be real here. It's still pretty bad. He's lost a lot of bases to these sniping attacks. 1 SCV repairing that? I have a feeling like 10 more Banelings are just going to roll in and blow that up too. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm nervous. Look at this Nerchio. He's like 2 Hydras. Use the Banes to bust it. But you know what? It's okay. SouL's 3rd is fine. He double wrapped it, which in the case of Banelings ends up being useful to a degree. So great job defending there. Holds onto it just fine. As that planetary fortress continues. Seeing this thing at anything other than full health, I'm not gonna lie. I've got my AC set real low and I'm still sweating a little bit. I'm like, man, you know, he's just been sending like troves of Banelings into you. Like, you want that? I'll repair that puppy. I'll put 5. Yeah, put 4 on it. That's fine. I was say put 5 on it, but 4 is fine too. There you go. Get that bad boy healed up. Now the Vipers are gonna come out onto the field. We have the Ultralisk Cavern on the way. And Nerchio has just been playing some very crisp ZVT. He hasn't done anything insane. It's literally just been Ling, Bane, Hydra. But he's just been so damn good at it. That Marine's like, okay, he's got an army here. These Marines are like, okay, he's got a little bit of a force there. If he tried to counterattack, there's units there. And now the Vipers. Now we're going to see those Vipers get in. And the abducts on the tanks have been real. The blinding clouds have been real. But Nerchio's eaten the map as well. His creep speed's been better this game than the previous ones. SouL's done a great job of carving out a path for his army. But the rest of the creep, of course, still allows these counterattacks to move in. And all right, we got 2 tanks. Look, all right, SouL's going to double this one up. He's about to double up. Got another planetary fortress. Because let's be real, you can't have enough giant fortresses. But the Ling Bane is starting to move up with the Hydras in tow. The tanks are going to siege. He needs to bring the Vipers up. Here we go. See a big blinding cloud potentially coming down. Parasitic bomb on the medevacs to kill them. 3 tanks neutralized, and another blinding cloud forces the bio to run backwards. Now, if you aim move in a blinding cloud, it will move your units forward. You have to be really careful. All the siege tanks mopped up. This one in the back actually contributing handsomely to the fight, but the tank count reset to 4. Now we have Ghosts on the way. Liberator range. This is what I'd love to see. Liberator range extends the Liberator's anti-ground attack by a large order. It goes from something like 8 or 9-ish to, I think it's 67 or 8 to about like 10 or 13. It used to say 18, but it never could. It could never actually shoot that far. Yeah, it's like theoretically 10, but the range of the circle is only like you can only put it 1 or 2 away from the Liberator without the advanced ballistics upgrade. All right, so we see this Liberator is going to come here, try to park this base. There's a Spore Crawler ready though, and is it even going to get a shot off? I don't know. The big attack's going to hit over here though. A couple snipes coming down to the Ultralisk as that bad boy gets pulled apart. The Vipers are going to be routed from this position. We got a Lonely Hellbat mopped up over there as well. Yeah, and that Liberator was not long for this world. Lingbane Hydra Viper. This army's just not very big. Where is the rest of Nerchio's army? He's got a good amount of it on the top side. But this amount of Hydras, I mean, one Ultralisk. People say, let me tell you, there's plenty of bad StarCraft players that are scared of a single Ultralisk. But I don't think we're going to see this guy become, you know, the Chuck Norris of StarCraft right now. He's going to need some backup over here. And I think it's going to be in the form of these Corruptors. We do not have a Greater Spire. There's no Greater Spire. So I guess the Corruptors are going to be to try and help deal with the Liberator threat. Of course, you could use the Vipers and just try to yoink the Libs into the Hydras. Yeah, this has been such a better setup for SouL, though. SouL's 4th base got busted so many times last game, but now he's got multiple planetaries strewn across. And let's face it, he's getting building armor. That's also another great pickup. But he's even getting this, the 5th, and now the 6th base. So it's a really good setup for SouL here. It's going to come a lot down to the engagements. As the Ghost count increases, so will the Banelings. Ghosts are not great versus Banelings, but he does still have some tanks. So really, the Vipers become the next big play. And this little squad off to the left is going to drag some of the force over. Gets an EMP on the Vipers. There's only one of them that can use a Blinding Cloud or an Abduct. The Banelings are going to run straight into the Siege tanks. Now, that was 47 Banelings. They have all been cleaned up. And the Command Center even survives. SouL holds on. He's still got his Ghosts. He's still got his Liberators. And, oh, we got some 360 no-scopes on these Hydralisks. SouL's like, well, I want to move out, but there is creep there. Oh, check out this Liberator, by the way. 10 kills during the fight. That's a hero Liberator, if I've ever seen one. Gets another snipe off over there. The Banes are chasing. He's retreating back into the cover of the Liberators, but the Corruptors are here now, too, with a few Infestors, and gets a surround on the Ghosts. The Planetary's trying to clean them off, but it's not enough. Loses everything by that 4th base. That is painful. We got Marines and Marauders back in production. Both players have taken a lot of damage. That Liberator settling for 12 kills, now going to reposition itself. And even if it can't kill any drones, can deny the larva. Gets a drone there, and another one, and another one. Another one. The Lings repositioning towards the east side. And a lot more Banelings. 27 Banelings being added here. This game's gotten bloody. Let's look at resources lost. It does favor Terran, because, you know, that's just the way that this matchup works. But Nerchio, he's been doing a great job of moving out on the map, taking lots of bases. However, this base puts SouL on even footing economically with Nerchio, which terrifies me. The Banes are just going to crash into the PF. He erases that planetary fortress, which I think is a good move. That's a good decision. It's very expensive to break that down, but you're just trying to create opportunities for yourself. SouL floats this command center out, but he builds another one here too. This can't land. You know that, right? Are you going to cancel this? There's creep too. Can it land? Is there room? Nope. That's unfortunate. You need a gold parking ticket to go here. Yeah, and then he scans. He's like, all right. He's like, I don't mind a little bit of long distance mining while I'm waiting. We got some changelings, by the way, for Nerchio, trying to get vision. Rip. This one should be able to land now. Yeah. So he's just going to use this as an intermediary. I don't mind it. Some people wouldn't build another command center. They just put an orbital there. But I guess you want to have that planetary. It is really nice. But we've got Broodlords. And this is where it gets really... This is just where it gets terrifying. I think one of the best things this game is that the siege tanks were not rebuilt. Because frankly, it's so tricky, right? I don't know. I don't like building tanks against this army. Because you want to just get snipes with the ghosts and just split your bio against everything else. But double planetary there is really nice. But the Broodlords are here. And there's not really a lot of anti-air. You've got the Vipers. But you're really just kind of hoping that you can get to the... Yeah, I don't know. I don't think actually Nerchio can push into this. His Broodlords can't get in range of the ground units. Oh, and then that's what happens when they do. El Sijo tank is hurting his buddies over there. You need some more corruptors over here. Yeah, we see that. 4 corruptors in the production tab. A lot more lings trying to reinforce this. A drop went to the northwest, but there was nothing to be dropped. And there's a drone in the southeast. Oh my god, right here. Money, 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 money. Oh, his broodlords were all on their own. Does he have cloak? Yeah, he does. Okay. Needs more ghosts. Oh no, the Banes are coming in. The siege state was picked up on the east side. Nathanius is the greatest observer of all time. Now spreading against the Banes. Actually doesn't get the big fungal either. EMPs the infestors, but the command center, the orbital. That building armor really helps a lot, by the way. Still gets picked off. But the planetary Fortod, will it be able to finish? He's created a lot of space. The Liberators have so far cleaned up a lot of what's on that, but it's not enough. Unsiege the Libs! Use the Libs to fight the Broodlords! I don't know what to say. Okay, he's cleaned up all the ground. Use your Liberate. They don't do a lot of damage versus air, but... Oh my god. No, there we go, there we go. Use that splash. Give me that splash, girl. Give me that splash. Yeah, force those broodlords to dance around. He does have a lot of liberators. He's cleaned up. Okay, he's hurting them, but he's not killing them. This planetary fortress is going to get broken down. SouL. Everything looked so good, but I think if he had unsieged these liberators early in the fight when he realized that there was no anti-air, once the infestors were out of the equation, he could have had a much bigger opportunity here. The next wave of units is going to come up, and he will be able to kill all of these broodlords. This is really, really nice for SouL. He's done such a great job of macroing. He has so much money saved up that he's been able to have so much on the field. This is bad. Losing those 2 bases really significantly hurts the income. As we take a look at the income in the top left. But he's pushing back a little bit. He's cleaning up some of the creep. These liberators are like, you got any more air units for me, dog? And Nerchio's like, yeah, I'm going to be building some more corruptors over here. But there's no banelings! So I would have said that this is extremely risky. But there's no banelings, so he's just going to march his bio across the map and siege these libs. The Marines and the Ghosts are going to flay these Zerglings alive, and SouL in striking distance of the heart of the swarm over here, as Nerchio's hive is but a screen away. The Overseers are getting picked off. So many units are going down, and nothing here can deal with these Marines. Without any Banes, that's it. We got a Liberator sieged here. Pinyo. Pinyo. And we got SouL saying, you dead. You dead. Wow, what a great counterattack by SouL. I didn't even realize Nerchio did not rebuild any Banelings. He spent all of his money on Corruptors. Nerchio spent every dollar he had on Corruptors. Lost 41 drones. Yeah, super dead. GG. SouL. Get on the board. Noise. How about that? How about that? Not too shabby. Of course, I asked Nerchio what map he wants. Good times. All right, Nerchio wants Blueshift to be our next map, so we're going to play on Blueshift. 1 shift, 2 shift, red shift, blue shift. All right, making the lobby. This stuff's brought to you today by WorldVision, Gimme Shelter. I'm going to show you a message from them that they want us to give to you before we get into our next game. We'll be right back. All right. I don't know if there's supposed to be sound with that. Maybe I just really messed that up. But WorldVision, we're raising money for the kids, guys. It's a great cause. We're doing things for today. We've got the lobby ready. Just waiting for SouL to join. And we'll get into this easy peasy. All right. Reinvite. That was a great game. Yeah. All right. Yeah, SouL's been playing so well. All right, ready? All right, SouL's ready, and I'm gonna assume Nerchio's ready. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Is that cold brew? Yes. Yes, I got my nitro cold brew to start my day, so that before I commentated for about 4 or 5 hours. Good night. It's 4 a.m. in Australia. Good night, mate. Is this live? It's live? This isn't a rebroadcast? This isn't a vodcast? No, this is not the worst branded word for a rerun that you've ever heard in your entire life. That's right. It's real. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got for you some wonderful cage-free, grass-fed, organic, live StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void today. That's right. Not much else that you could possibly ask for. In the top right, we've got SouL representing wind and rain in the northeast. There was sound. Okay, didn't play through on my thing. That's my bad. SouL down 1-2, but getting back on the board. And his opponent in the southwest, the red Zerg player. We have Iron Chain, Nerchio. And he's going for a little bit of a cheesy build this game. Now, it's loser pick. So this was Nerchio's map pick. I mean, of course, you know, we're not repeating maps. So since it is game number 4, there are only so many maps left. But going for quick speed, quick pool. Yeah. It's interesting. We'll see what we got. For people asking, yeah, we do run a 2-minute stream delay because it's competitive StarCraft. There's still money on the line for these guys, and just running a little bit helps, you know? It just makes sure it's about peace of mind, you know? Just like your charitable contribution can provide peace of mind to a child across the globe today. As we're here raising money for WorldVision, Gimme Shelter. An awesome cause by an awesome organization and an awesome charity. Bringing you guys some great StarCraft matches today. Some great StarCraft matches today. SouL's Reaper is going to scout, and I think you say to yourself, he's going to run that straight home because he's like, oh my god, I don't want Lings to hit me. He's like, that hatchery was late. But Nerchio's like, well, I only got 2 Lings here, my dude. Is he speaking Polish? Did he say that he wouldn't 2 racks in a show match? I don't speak Polish, but that's what I gleaned out of that. Look at that. He's trying to give us good games. Because he's like, it's a charity show match. That's great. I won't lie. We have a series coming up later between Mick Monroe and Future. And there was concern expressed. It's like, well, you know, for a charity show match, just warning you that Future likes to proxy Zergs a lot. I'm like, okay, well, let's just, you know, maybe one of the other matches will go long. And this match is going long, so I'm happy. Great match over here. Speed is done. And Nerchio immediately gets inside, grabs the Marine, and is going for 2 of these Hellions. Now trying to reposition the Hellions around the mineral line. We do have the Mules and the SCVs pulled off to try and help body block. One of the Hellions gets surrounded. The other Hellion's in a decent spot, but it looks like it's going to go down as well. 2 more Hellions are about to pop, so really nice early attack by Nerchio, getting a significant amount of damage in, denying the Mules, denying a few SCVs, killing the 2 Hellions, which means that SouL's going to have to wait even longer to get some semblance of map control. And Nerchio's like, I'm going to just drone up. Give him a Baneling Nest. Rock and roll. Get everything else set up. And keep killing it. Keep kicking it. Doing everything that we can. So it's going to be a Liberator opening. And he's been doing this. Even though in the first game of the day, he went for a Raven. And then the Overlord comes in. Now you see this Tech Lab starport and you think to yourself, well, it could be a Raven. It could be a Banshee without cloak. If it was Nathanius, there could be a Fusion Core back here, and it could be a Battlecruiser. Tragically, no one's as bad as me, so we won't be seeing that. However, Nerchio would scout back there anyway, because he's a smart boy, and he knows what's good for him. There we go. Turn off the colors while I have the vision on. And that Marine's going to try and deny the Overlord from getting any further scouting. So the Lair's on the way. We got the Evolution Chamber coming in. And Nerchio's just setting himself up. I mean, Blueshift is a small map. I'd say Blueshift feels claustrophobic. If we think about how many bases these players were able to get on the last map while these Hellions... ooh, that's a pretty nice Creep Tumor snipe. Does lose the Hellion. Like, to get up to the 7 bases we were at, you actually take your own whole entire half of the map. Whereas I think on Lost and Found, there's like 8 or 9 bases per half of the map. There's a little bit more money there. And maybe there's a similar amount of bases. Maybe someone's going to be like, Nate, there's actually the same. But those bases are more directly in the center of the map, which makes them harder to take. Those pushes are a lot more difficult to do. Oh, wow, look at that. I didn't realize I could speak Polish. Thank you, guys. So we have SouL. Just trying to get that map control with the Hellions, with that Reaper. We've got the Carapace on the way. Baneling speed. Focusing on the Carapace upgrades. I don't mind it. You're trying to go for the survivability of all of your units. Considering that it does become like that Lingbane Hydra, you don't focus as hard on the attack upgrades because you're thinking to yourself, well, they're going to be split anyway. Let's get the Carapace. It benefits everything. And also the Carapace, because Queens start with 1 armor, getting that 2nd armor early for the Queen also just makes them so much harder to pick off when the Terran player finally gets that stim up and tries to move across the map. You're like, well, the Terran's going to have +1 attack most of the time when they make their first big push. But you don't want to get slammed by that. Yeah. All right. 3rd base is going to land. And we've got SouL setting himself up here on that 3rd base. We got the siege tanks coming out. As his 1-1 comes in to conclusion, we got the Infestation Pit. So I imagine we're going to see Nerchio just move his way forward. He's going to get the Hive. He's going to get the Ultralisk Cavern. Probably the Broodlords. But he's been showing us in this series so far that Nerchio's not really trying to like rush straight to the Hive tech in terms of getting like the GG Lords out, or the Space Cows for that matter. He's really been liking this Hydra, Bane, Viper setup. And of course, you know, Zergling sprinkled in as much as you can, but it's been working out really well against the tank play. That last game was the first true late game TvZ that we saw, where you had like the Ghosts, the Ranged Liberators. So you see that setup work really nicely. And pushing on to creep is SouL, but the Hydras, or excuse me, the Zerglings and the Banelings are going to be able to mop this up. Too much creep spread. Way too much creep spread. And the Queen's doing a great job assisting there. We've got 7 Queens on the map. And those Banelings are able to connect super duper well. Nerchio's going to continue to take the rest of his bases up. The Hive is closing in. And SouL not able to find any purchase with that attack at all. Shout outs to Base Trade in the chat. Base Trade did some great WorldVision matches of their own. Hashtag for the kids, ladies and gentlemen. And the map, by the way, the shaders on the maps look different as well. If you think the game looks different between things, it's like sometimes the maps just have different lighting settings. I did not dip the capture card in milk before starting the game. Weirdest comment I think I've ever seen in chat. But it got a response out of me, so congratulations. Concussive Shells is finishing up. So all the rest of the bio upgrades are good, and the question basically becomes, how long is SouL going to try to push into Nerchio before he gives up and goes into Ghost Liberator? Because frankly, that's the ideal. You know, that's what peak performance looks like. You may not like it, but that's just how it is. The Ghost Liberator setup worked really well last game. This isn't as much. I don't know if it's as much a turtle map. I don't feel that it is. but you really play around that a lot. Thank you, CS Phillips, for the $20 donation as these Lings dive on top of the Marines. The Siege Tank gets a great blast into the middle of those Banelings, and another one. There's still a few Banes, though, and the target fire from SouL, really good. A fantastic hold there by the Terran player. Thank you so much for the $20 for the kids. Adrenal Glands is on the way for Nerchio. And SouL's going to scan, gets the Overlord, moves forward, grabs a couple more of these creep tumors. He's going to continue to push forward. That's a big fat supply block. Yeah. Yeah. All right. The Queens have pushed up towards the front. I mean, SouL did a great job at stopping that attack. He's got his fourth base set up now. Nerchio's up to 5. He's still got his good amount of Lings. Where's the Hive Tech in terms of units? We actually don't have any Vipers. He's just getting the 3/3 upgrades, the Adrenal Glands. I love the way that he uses the Hydras here. He doesn't throw the Lings here in case there's tanks. He's like, I'm just going to break open the wall, then flood the Lings out. These Lings want to go for a flank, but they run smack dab into 30-some Marines. Great grab there. Oh my god, the double Liberator. He's about to double up on this northwest expansion. Is he going to go for both bases, or is he going to just put 2 on 1? There's some good opportunities here. He scans, cleans some creep. We see Nerchio pulls his units back. He's got to defend 2 locations at the same time. And this Liberator should die first. Gets a Hydra. And that's all this one's going to do. This one gets 1 Hydralisk and 2 Hydras and 3. Not bad. At that point, focus down the Banes with the Lib maybe. But that's a good way to use those Liberators. Deploying them on the base. Doing his best. Knock them down. Nerchio's got a big army. The only thing I'm still asking myself... Okay, there we go. I was like... The only thing I'm still asking myself is, where are the Vipers? But here we go. The Vipers are the key. The Vipers are definitely going to be your most important unit in this situation. You want to be able to blinding cloud those tanks. You want to be able to abduct them, maybe. But also, another thing that I love seeing the Zerg players do in situations like this is you get the parasitic bomb onto the medevacs. I think seeing that more and more, that is so hard to deal with as a Terran player, because you want your medevacs to just sit there and heal your bio. You don't want to have to split them and run them away from each other. Double medevac drop in the northwest. Nerchio did a great job of keeping map vision, by the way. Blueshift is a small map.
Mutation complete.
He can see everything. And he also has Abathur as his announcer, which gives him everything. So these Marines finally land in the northwest. The Ling Bane is there to clean it up. And now he has to be careful, because if these medevacs hang around too much, the Vipers could abduct them into the Hydra. Siege tanks are spread, though, behind the bio. He cleans up a lot of creep. There's still a few tumors stringing along the south side, though. If he gets caught here, this could be catastrophic. Parasitic bomb on the medevacs. He's going to chase with the Banes. The creep is not dissipated yet. Blinding cloud on the siege tank. And Nerchio running 37 Banelings into the bio. Now he's managed to run off of creep far enough. I actually don't know about that. All right, Nerchio loses the rest of his Banes. He has 11 still back home in the northwest. He's chasing this drop. But, wow, that was a nice grab. 5 kills on the PF, 12 on the siege tank. Gonna say, when you take Banelings off creep, they're, the power fall off for them is pretty steep. A lot of command centers on the way, though.
I'm as a Catholic priest, but not in the same way.
Thank you, Terminator, for the $20 donation. I don't know that I should respond to that. Can you stop killing your own stuff? I love you, SouL. Thank you so much, Terminator, for the $20. Hashtag for the kids. All right, we got 2 starports, El Coro Diffusion, and +1 for Terran ship weapons. So we're seeing SouL transition into that late game for the TvZ. He wants to get the ghosts, he wants to get the libs, he wants to get the snipes, and the sieges. But I don't know that Nerchio's going to let him. This is a really big window now where Nerchio, if he pushes soon, if he finds a way to get through, abduct a few of these tanks, get past into the PF, blow that up. The late game tech is in production, but it's not there yet. The investment has not yet paid off. And here we go. Nerchio's going to crash in. Parasitic bombs and medevac. SouL's going to be able to split that one up, but the rest of the Ultralists are continuing to push in. The rest of the army, the siege tanks have all been blinding clouded, and the Banelings are going to get around the planet before just killing all the SCVs, all the bio, and SouL gets taken down. GG. Nerchio goes up 3-1. Painful. I was going to say, like, that was the perfect moment for Nerchio to strike. Like, he actually could not have picked a better time to do that. Like, oh my goodness. I'm like looking at that and I'm just like, oh my god, that was... It could actually not have been worse. The way that... he's down 1-3. Ouchie, oh, wow. All right, you guys have been showing a lot of love today. This has been crazy. So far today, we've raised $725 for the kids. So I want to set this up so that you guys can see everything. So we'll have everything set up here. I don't know that we necessarily have a... Well, let's say our goal is then. We're not even done with the first match, all right? So we'll start it off easy. We'll put our first goal at 1,000. Considering where we are right now, that's super manageable. Super manageable. All right, and I'll think of some ways to incentivize all of you guys, okay? I'll do some more dumb stuff during the game, don't worry. All right. Parasites is going to be the next map. I'm just getting all this set up. Let's get that in here. Let's get that in here. Boom. Make that big. Let's make that boy big. Boom. Boom. Let's go. Let's see if we can hit that. All right, you guys have been crushing it today. All right. Set myself as referee. I'm the admin. I'm doing everything right now. Okay, I'm going as fast as I can, guys. I know. You're already like, why aren't we in the next game already? Okay. Okay, it's gonna be fine, I promise. Okay, can't promise that it'll be fine. I mean, my game could crash. Any manner of thing. Ninjas could break in through the window and take me to Shaolin or something. All right. All right. We good. We Gucci. Nerchio's like, go. Good luck. Have fun. I'm like, SouL's not in the lobby. Come on. Get in here. All right. Once SouL gets in, we'll start this one. SouL is down 1-3. I think he might be taking a breather. You guys are crushing it. You guys are crushing it today. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want to help contribute, you can use my normal Streamlabs link to donate today. I have it set. It actually just goes straight to them. Your receipts will go to them. So that you'll get everything there. Easy peasy. And yeah. All right. They're ready to start the next match. So we're just going to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, if you type !WorldVision in the chat, you can also donate directly on their page. Please make all contributions through the Streamlabs donation link. Yeah, that's to make sure that your contributions get counted. So those go towards charity. It's just the arrangement that we have set up that makes life easy, not super painful. Trying to figure out, you know, especially because let's be honest here, the ad revenue, it's Twitch. I'm not getting much, and I'm not gonna get it for about 5 years. So yeah. All right, let's get that up there. Boom. Boom. We'll keep that there on screen as well. We are loaded into the next game. $1,000, we finally get Nathanius Ludes. I don't, you know what? No, that's not the kind of charity thing I'm doing today. In the bottom right, maybe you'll get me to do a car wash. In the bottom right, we have our Blue Terran player down 1-3 in this best of 7 from Team Wind and Rain. He is SouL. Parasite's a funny map, by the way. Parasite's a funny map. In the top left, we have Nerchio from Iron Chain. I didn't really do a great intro for that. I'm sorry, guys. Nothing like casting WCS, and they're like, we have this cool intro plate, so you have to do the full introduction every single game. And I'm like, yeah, but we're like, man, we've been here for like an hour. This has been a long series. It's 3-1 right now. Almost said 4-1. Someone's gonna be like, are these from replays? No, they're not. I don't actually know that there's a way I can prove to you they're not, though. Maybe if I lag? I don't know. Should I just unplug my internet for half a second so that you guys... No, that would kill the stream, too. No, maybe not the best idea. Reaper's gonna come out. The Parasite's a big map. You got a cliff in the main. The third's a little bit outstretched, but it's so... The map is so big. You have this big place in the front. Atomic sit-up.
Crushing IT.
What does that even mean? Crushing it. Thank you, Stampede, for the 1669 donation. Hashtag for the kids, ladies and gentlemen. Good times. Good times. Someone says I'd pay not to see lewds. There you go. Okay, well, keep giving. Nerchio's got his drone. He's gonna take that third. I mean, you try to send the Reaper to the third as fast as you can to try and slow this down, to knock this down and prevent the third from being taken, but the map is so big, you can't really do that here. And that's like very clearly evidenced by what we just saw. So SouL, he's gonna do his thing. FIFA Terran asks a great question. You're the only one that WorldVision is working with, or are other people doing show matches as well? I was reached out to by Lag TV. Lag TV and Base Trade TV have been working with WorldVision as well. They've also done a bunch of content. I believe there's another When She's Fail series coming out actually from all of this as well. And but Lag TV actually contacted me about doing this. They've been, I know Maximus Black's been working with WorldVision for a while, and yeah, he's had that banner up on his page for, you know, Maximus Black and I are some of probably like the longest Twitch OGs there are. I've been streaming since like 2000. And I got my Twitch account at the end of 2010. I started streaming like mid 2011, and Maximus was already killing it before then. And I know he's been sponsoring. A child for a very long time, contributing and always giving. So he's the one that reached out to me about this. Him and Adam, they've been putting out a bunch of stuff. They wanted to make a lot of cool StarCraft content to help promote WorldVision and the charity and all that. So I'm so happy to be a part of this. I'm super grateful, and I love this. It's just a great opportunity to give back to the community and also put on some great matches. We're not just doing a fundraiser. We got live StarCraft here. Like I said, cage-free, USDA Prime, organic, grass-fed StarCraft, just like these queens. You don't see any cages around these girls. No, they're roaming free, and it's a big pasture. I mean, there's some Hellions there, but... All right, I'm just gonna... Third base is on the way. The Overlord can see everything, by the way. SouL cannot see the Overlord. He's gonna send out this Liberator while his Hellions go forward to do this this pressure. There's no armory, so it's not like the I'm gonna kill you. But what he wants to do is have the Hellions micro around and distract Nerchio. He wants Nerchio's queens and Nerchio's vision, his control, his focus to be on these Hellions. And then the Liberator shows up and MLG 360 no-scopes all the drones in the natural expansion mineral lines. We see all the queens are in position. Here comes the Liberator. It's going around the outside of the west side. Now the queens for Nerchio. He's readjusting them to the front of his natural, looking for the Hellions. And here we go. The drones are starting to get picked off. A good amount, actually. 6, 7 drones grabbed. That Liberator is putting in overtime. Now the queens have to go deal with it, but then the Hellions are still here. There's not really a lot of Zerglings to stop that. Thank you, IKEA Rat, for the $8 donation. He says, wow. We go for the Owen Wilson. Wow. The Hellions are going to get cleaned up at 12 drone kills. Not bad at all for SouL. And this Liberator is going to come back. Uh-oh. Yeah, that queen. You do not want to be in the sights of that Liberator. Now, the third command center is done. We've got Stim finishing up. 1-1 is on the way. 3 racks. So SouL is getting himself set up. Everything else that he needs here. 2008 streamer here. Okay, you're a Justin TV-ite. All right. I started my first broadcast was like back when you could put HTML in your Twitch profile. Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. Goodness. Does anybody remember when we used to have the... I guess nowadays it's gotten better because now you can like set it to be no delay on streams pretty much. But Twitch used to be like, near instant. This is before sub buttons existed. You could be a partner, and then you had to apply again for a sub button. And they're like, well, actually, we have to manually add sub buttons to channels. So people couldn't even get them. You had to be like, you had to be worth the man hours of the Twitch employees to have a sub button added to your channel in order to get one. They're like, is it worth it for us to have an engineer change everything on your back end? It wasn't for me. I had to wait a while to get it. But, oh well. Thank you very much, Mage, or Maj GG, for the 1162 for the kids. Thank you so much, man. Look at this Liberator. She's been an MVP in this game. Now we got a double medevac drop heading to the top side. +1, +2 Carapace, Baneling Speed, Hydralisk, and Infestation Pit. Nerchio is just getting everything that he needs. This map is big, which we would generally say great for Zerg. Zerg wants big maps. Why? Because Zerg units move at the speed of light. This Overlord's holding position. He's like, I'm not gonna run. I'm not afraid of you. The Liberator kills it. These Marines clean up a tumor or two. They're gonna boost away. It's okay. The Queens are already here. They're gonna drop some tumors. That one did not, but it's okay. That one did not either. A little bit of a derp there. That Liberator comes back. Still just 7 kills, 6 drones, and that Overlord from earlier. Another medevac drop's gonna get picked up. Thank you, the Punisher, for the $50 donation. Oh my goodness! This medevac drop gets pushed away from the middle. I know, guys, it's hard to cast the game when people are supporting such a great cause nonstop. Disgusting. Bothers me too, really. What can I say? Thank you guys so much for your contributions. But hey man, those old Twitch HTML overlays actually got pretty cool. I paid a guy to like build me a Terran. It like literally looked like the Terran user interface from the campaign with like all my info. I'm not gonna lie. It looked much better than anything you can make with the stuff they have these days. Personal opinion. These Marines are going to come forward, trying to pick off the hatchery. They do force a cancel, and they're going to pick up. Meanwhile, double medevac drop on the left side is going to make its way into the main base. We got a couple of Overlords here. The Queens are not really that close by. There's just one in the main, a single Hydralisk here. We could have some Overlords picked off. One does get grabbed. A few of the Zerglings are going to go down. He needs to be careful. One of those medevacs still very low on hit points. The Banelings are going to come over. He's going to lift up. Those Marines are left behind with the dead medevac. Don't worry, though, because the Liberator's on the left side. That 7-kill Liberator returns for more episode 2. Attack of the Clones. Just a great one. Just absolutely my favorite. And denying the larva too, getting some lings. That Liberator, she lived a good life. Now, another medevac joins the fray in the northeast. So we got the lings, we got the hydras, we got the banes to stop 3 Marines. 3 medevacs and Marines, yeah. That should be fine. Nerchio is gonna force this attack of SouL back. He's gotta lift up, gotta get out of there. And gotta be mindful of those Hydralisks. It's always so weird to me because the Hydras don't get the attack upgrades, but, oh my god. Well, hey! Heyo! Womp, womp, womp. I was gonna say, my dude, 3 Overlords, that's, Nerchio realizes it at the last second, too. He's like, you know what? I don't actually want to lose all those Overlords. But the tanks are siege on the high ground at the center raised base. Now, you could try a backstab on the south base, but there's this big depot wall there to help cover that up. The siege tanks, with this choke point, you're not getting through that. You are absolutely not getting through that. Absolutely not. That's an amazing choke to have. Of course, it can turn against him eventually once Blinding Cloud comes into play. This map has a decent amount of these like kind of cliffs and ramps everywhere. That's where you need to be super careful. Look at this. Building the 5th on location. And Nerchio's like, hey man, I got a lot of Hydra Bane. Mama gonna knock you out. But this space at the top gets denied. So Nerchio, oh my god, go for the command center. Yeah, he's gonna go for that. And look at this, trying to hit into the main base, just swinging around the side. Now, once these Banelings are gone, he's gonna be able to try and dive on top of the Hydralisk, but this command center destroyed. This medevac is gonna move over here. We got another hatchery building on the high ground of this base. Enough Banelings should be able to shut this down. SouL is gonna lose all of the Marines that he has over here. Sayonara. He still has the bases back home, but that expansion being denied definitely hurts. Maybe we'll see him float out. We see the Ghost Academy is now finally on the way. There's only 1 Marine between these 2 medevacs. I think it's time to pack it up, boys. Boost out of there. Rip. Oh! Oh, the one with the 1 Marine. Rip that dude. There's a scan. Creep tumors are going down. And here we've got SouL making a big push out. I love this. Spreading the tanks. Don't siege those 3 together. Don't make me regret. No, don't make me regret my words. All right, if he blinding clouds those 3 tanks together, I'm going to cry. We got to drop on the top right. 2 medevacs worth. A lot of Hydras getting picked off. Oh my God, if he gets that Viper. Yeah, I was going to say, you better back it up. You better back it up. Is he going to abduct? Is he going to abduct the medevac? Get over here. Well, unfortunately, that one gets shut down. But he does kill the base on the left side. So he's got that going for him, which is nice. Meanwhile, Nerchio's like, all right, are you trying to take this base again? Nerchio's like, my map hacks told me you were about to take this expansion. And by that, I mean his ninja intuition. He's going to chase him down. Sees a good opportunity for the counterattack. Grabs a siege tank. This command center is DED. We got 2 tanks here. Decent amount. I mean, the army composition hasn't been bad, but we need to see that transition into the late game. There we go. Ghosts are finally coming out. +2 vehicle armor is about to finish. That's great because it also makes these medevacs a bit more durable at the same time. And the Vipers being added with Ultralisks is why those ghosts are so important. You need to get those snipes, or as we saw in the previous game, or the last game that SouL was able to win, was the EMPs on the Vipers were great. He throws an EMP, he whiffs, but no, he didn't actually. Never mind. I'm just blind. He got 1 EMP. I'm like, it still had a lot of energy. Sometimes I forget. Did you guys know EMP used to get rid of all the energy of a unit? Those were the good old days. The good old days. This Marine's blocking this space. Double medevac drop inside the main. We do have a Viper here that will be ready to abduct if he tries to run away with the medevacs. Meanwhile, there's still this drop over here. That Marine gets cleaned up, and the double medevac drop in the main has been stopped. Wow, no abduct. Okay, so the medevacs should be able to scoot their way over. I think he might actually deny this base. Oh, he's going to go up here. Bold strategy, Cotton. He gets the queen. As long as that anti-air isn't in play, the medevacs can run around, but the Hydras are going to come over. I think Nerchio's got to... Yeah, he cleans it up easy peasy. Big Hydra bait attack. He just runs straight up the ramp. He's got all the Banelings going around the backside to hit any repairing SCVs. Blows up the planetary of SouL. These counterattacks from Nerchio have been absolutely disgusting. And now, I feel I may be soon joining Johan Letad Merlo in asking the ultimate question. Look at the supply. But there's still a big army for SouL. And he has a lot of tanks. He's got ghosts. But can he do what he needs to do with that? He lost a lot of SCVs. He lost multiple expansions. He's finally retaking this space. Thank God he had more command centers to move over there, or I think he would be dead in the water. You know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was. I'd like to see him get personal cloaking. He just abducted the medevac. Rip. Yeah, I say that. Boom. Too smart. What can I say? 200 IQ, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have the Lings taking some big shots. Lands a nice EMP on those queens. Pew, pew. 360 no scope, baby. Meanwhile, this drop on the top right's looking for a base. There is not one. This medevac's just chilling here. Nerchio sees it, though, so maybe he's being mindful of it, even though it's empty. Multiple full energy Vipers. That is terrifying. I'm glad that SouL realized it was his time to go home. I'd like to see him build a little bit more of a wall. Yep, he, like when he did the staggered walls in front of his planetary on, or when he did staggered walls in front of his defenses on Lost and Found, I really, really liked that. It made it so hard to push into for the opponent. These Marines clean up a few Overlords. There are still plenty of Overlords on the map, though. He's not in the supply block territory yet. Abducts the medevac. These Marines are left stranded in the northeast. Like, yep, those Lings are going to eat you up. Easy peasy. Big scan here. Cleans up a lot of the creep. And SouL, giving it his all. But this base is going to get denied. I'm scared for this one, too. I think that Nerchio might just come smite this. SouL needs to force that army to come back. Loads up a medevac drop to go back towards the center base. Yeah, this base is under attack. The Banelings are able to pick it off. I think if he had repaired there, he might have been able to get it. But if the Banelings had killed too many of the SCVs, no. Does he have extra command centers to move? Okay, he's got one building here. Oh, this is nice. He's going to run into this expansion in the southwest. He's seen it. No! 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 What do you do? Go! Okay, that drop in the top gets cleaned up. 3 drones die. There we go. There we go. There's the stem. I'm like, please do not kill that base. You've got the units. Oh, we got a nuke on the way. Okay. A bunch of tanks are going to siege. 10 siege tanks. More than enough to blow this army to hell and back. However, 2 Vipers. More than enough to blinding cloud this entire army multiple times over. Gotta spread the tanks, or you gotta land the EMPs. Both are difficult. And we have a nuclear launch detected in the north corner of the map. Meanwhile, we have siege tanks. This base in the middle under a lot of pressure. Gets an EMP on the Vipers, but the base still goes down. We're going to see that nuke land, blows up a whole base of workers. And the Banelings coming back to the other side. Now, once the Banelings are gone, those siege tanks did their job. So he's going to try to chase this back, but more Banelings get into the bottom base mineral line. And the 15 SCVs go down. Grabs the Viper there. The barracks are burning. And Nerchio and SouL trading blows. This Ghost with 25 kills.
Never say die.
The barracks are burning on the dance floor. There's another base in the top right being taken by Nerchio. Man, this game has gone down to the wire. This has been a sick game. This has been an awesome series. This has been a really awesome match. Planetary Fortress is going to get knocked down, though, as this Liberator makes its way to the northeast corner. Link counter. Looking for that base. It's not there to be found. And SouL moving forward once again. He'd never rebuilt the nuke. I don't know that we're going to see any more of that. But this is a lot of tanks. The Viper count, just 1. He actually cannot blinding cloud this, which means, well, he could, but he get 1. So he's only got it. He doesn't have enough energy to do it. He needs to go home and consume. So this hatchery gets nabbed. There's a lot of tanks here, and you know what? Nerchio's like, I'm just gonna counterattack again, man. Nerchio has been doing such a brutal job with these counters. I almost feel bad for SouL. Every time that he tries to cross the map, that big army just comes back. You know, I think this is a situation where you got to play either a little bit more that turtle bio style, or you got to get sensor towers. You need sensor towers, some way to get that vision. SouL's done a great job in the engagements, but he's just had such a difficult time actually holding these counters. Every time he steps out to kill a base, he loses one. And those planetary fortresses, those orbital commands, they don't come cheap. They are extremely expensive. Hatchery is 300 minerals plus a drone. Orbital command is 550 minerals. And of course, the planetary fortress is 550 minerals, 150 gas. So this base on the bottom right, this planetary is going to get knocked down. He's going to kill a hatch, but there's nothing here. And he might, I think he's going to kill this command center. He's not even going to try to repair it. He just immediately pulls away. And Nerchio seems to be gaining ground on SouL. Is Nerchio going to be able to close this one out? The Banelings are coming in. The tanks are not sieged. Takes a lot of damage on this army. This command center is floating, but he thinks he's going to find that somebody parked in his spot. Lands an EMP. A lot of Lingbane just crushing over everything, though. SouL's army is DED, ladies and gentlemen. GG, Nerchio takes the first match of the day. Amazing. Amazing gaming. Ladies and gentlemen. Astounding.